Hello, good evening and a warm welcome to another episode of South Central with me, Jude Sanath. You're watching India's first and only business news bulletin to focus on South India. This is the channel you need to be watching to keep pace with everything that matters to this region, from business, politics and beyond. Before we take a look at what's making news today, here are some of the headlines we're tracking this hour. As the face-off over Tamil Nadu and Karnataka over Kaveri water intensifies, Karnataka Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar extends an invite to his Tamil Nadu counterpart Vijay to join him in an aerial inspection of the Kaveri basin in Karnataka. Tamil Nadu sets its sights on 95 gigawatts in wind potential. A report by the Indian Wind Turbine Manufacturers Association also highlights a 7.4 gigawatt opportunity in repowering aging wind farms. These findings come even as neighbouring Andhra Pradesh announces a 4x jump in renewable energy generation in the last 12 months. Karnataka emerges as the biggest beneficiary of the centre's Electronics Development Fund. The state accounts for 90 of the 128 companies under the scheme and two-thirds of total investments made. Zoho, meanwhile, is taking on digital impersonation. Its messaging app Aditya introduces Aadhaar-enabled identity verification for users, even as the Chennai-based tech firm maintains that it does not store user data. Hyderabad's GCC juggernaut continues as ArcelorMittal's GCC subsidiary leases over 82,000 square feet for the next 5.5 years in the city's financial district. Now this with a starting rent of 47 lakh rupees per month. Former Tamil Nadu Minister Senthil Balaji is in trouble again as the state's anti-corruption unit books him in a corruption case involving Taskmark operations. It's the second FIR against Balaji since the TVK formed the government in Tamil Nadu 2 months ago. First, the long-running Kaveri water dispute has taken an interesting turn. Karnataka Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar has invited his Tamil Nadu counterpart, that's Chief Minister Joseph Vijay, to undertake an aerial survey of the Kaveri basin, offering to even arrange for a helicopter for him so that he can personally assess the rainfall deficit and water levels before any decision is taken on further water releases from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu. Now, the invitation comes as the Karnataka side has argued that weak monsoon conditions have left its reservoirs under severe stress, even as both states, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, remain locked in a dispute over water sharing. Now, this development also comes amid renewed tensions over the proposed Mekedatu Dam project and ahead of a scheduled meeting between the chief ministers to discuss the Kaveri issue on the 3rd of August. Now, whether this outreach helps ease tensions or merely sets the stage for another round of negotiations remains to be seen. For more on this, let's go over to my colleague Akshara, who joins us with the details.
The Kaveri water sharing issue between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu has once again erupted with the recent CWRC decision directing the Karnataka state government to release 3,500 cusecs of water every day for the next 15 days starting from July 29th. Now, with the Tamil Nadu government demanding the Kaveri water to be released to the state of Tamil Nadu, the Karnataka state government has stated that they do not have sufficient water in the state reservoirs to ensure that they release the water to Tamil Nadu. At the very same time, the politics has also erupted. And now the BJP here in the state of Karnataka has urged the Karnataka state government not to go ahead and release water. At the very same time, the Karnataka state government is also contemplating on releasing water to Tamil Nadu. Right now, the Karnataka state government has taken a decision to appeal before the CWRC and the CWMA. Once CWMA goes through this appeal and takes a decision, it needs to be seen whether the CWRC decision to release 3,500 cusecs of water will stand or not. At the very same time, the farmers here in the state of Karnataka are also staging a protest against the Karnataka state government, demanding the government not to release water to Tamil Nadu.
Now, staying with the Kaveri face-off between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu for a bit, it's a dispute that is often defined by years of shortage and courtroom battles. But a decade-long analysis based on data from the Karnataka State Natural Disaster Monitoring Centre and the Central Water Commission, shows a more nuanced picture. Now, here's the analysis, and it's probably flashing on your screen right now. It reveals that between 2015 and 2016, as well as 2024-2025, Karnataka actually released more than the mandated 177.25 thousand million cubic feet to Tamil Nadu in 7 of the last 10 water years. In fact, these releases crossed 300,000 million cubic feet in some years, peaking at 670,000 million cubic feet in 2022-23 due to an exceptionally heavy rainfall that year. So what this data does is also highlight why the Kaveri issue remains cyclical. So in years of abundant monsoon rainfall, Karnataka has in fact released water far in excess of its Supreme Court mandated obligation. But in deficit years, releases have often fallen short of the prescribed monthly schedule, therefore reigniting legal disputes and political tensions between the two states. So the numbers suggest that while the allocation framework remains fixed, the actual flow of Kaveri water continues to be sadly dictated only by the monsoons. Now, moving on to Hyderabad next, the city is continuing to cement its position as one of India's fastest growing GCC hubs. Steel giant ArcelorMittal's Global Capabilities Centre has leased an additional 82,823 square feet of office space at the city's financial district. The 5.5-year lease comes at a monthly rent of 47.2 lakh rupees with a 2.83 crore rupees security deposit and a 15% rent escalation after 25 months. Now, with the expansion, ArcelorMittal's total footprint in the building has grown to a whopping 1.65 lakh square feet following another major lease earlier this year. Now, the move also comes amid a strong run for Hyderabad's office market, where GCCs account for 73% of total office leasing in the first half of 2026. Meanwhile, Karnataka has emerged as the biggest beneficiary of the centre's Electronics Development Fund, cementing Bengaluru's position as India's electronics startup capital. Now, according to data from the Union Electronics and IT Ministry, of the 128 companies backed under the scheme, 90 are from Karnataka, attracting 854.5 crore rupees. Now, that's around 64% of the total 1,335 crore rupees invested so far. Bengaluru, incidentally, is home to 89 of these startups, with 56 of them in electronics manufacturing and 33 in IT. While one company, of course, is based in Belgavi. Now, it's a big boost for India's semiconductor ambitions. US chipmaker Marvell Technology will invest $250 million in India over the next 3 years. In fact, it's doing this by expanding its Bengaluru and Hyderabad operations while doubling its workforce. The company says the investment will strengthen R&D in AI, cloud computing, and data infrastructure. India, remember, already serves as Marvell's second largest global R&D hub. Moving on to some legal news next, the Karnataka High Court has come down heavily on the long-delayed Bengaluru-Mysuru NICE road project, calling it, and I quote, one of the biggest scams in the state's history, end quote. Now, the court dismissed appeals by Nandi Infrastructure Corridor Enterprises and the KIADB, upholding an earlier judgment, even saying that this case in particular warrants an independent probe into allegations of land acquisition irregularities surrounding the project itself. Now, former Tamil Nadu Minister Senthil Balaji is under fresh scrutiny after the state's Directorate of Vigilance and Anti-Corruption registered a corruption case linked to alleged irregularities in Tamil Nadu State Marketing Corporation, or TASMAC. In fact, the DVAC carried out raids at 41 locations across the state as part of its investigation into alleged corruption in TASMAC operations, marking a major escalation in the high-profile probe. Now, it's the second time, remember, in as many as 2 months that Balaji is under the law enforcement scanner in Tamil Nadu. The TVK had earlier accused the minister of attempting to poach MLAs and had leveled charges against him for that. So the minister there in the TVK crosshairs ever since the Vijay government took form and shape in May this year. And staying with Tamil Nadu, the state could soon add chicken biryani to its school midday meal scheme. Now, this could take shape under a pilot initiative aimed at improving student nutrition and attendance. The state government is exploring the proposal after positive feedback from similar nutrition programs, with officials evaluating the logistics and cost before taking a final call. Now, the Tamil Nadu midday meal scheme has seen a series of upgradations since the 1970s, including the addition of eggs as part of daily menus at schools. Now, the TVK government is hoping to serve chicken biryani once a week as part of its touch to the high-profile school nutrition program. Meanwhile, IPL champions Royal Challengers Bengaluru seem to be scoring off the field as well. The two-time IPL champions have become the first IPL franchise to cross a brand value of $300 million following the team's win and twin IPL titles in 2025 as well as earlier this year. Now, the surge reflects the growing commercial strength of the Bengaluru franchise, driven by its on-field success, sponsorships and fan engagement. Tamil Nadu has been seen as a bit of a leader insofar as generation of renewable energy and wind is concerned. That's long been a thing of the past, with in fact Hyderabad or Andhra Pradesh rather taking over and re-establishing operations and a status as a top renewable energy generator. And that's rather why the last few reports in fact have also pointed to Andhra Pradesh, in fact, seeing a 4x spike in renewable energy generation. In fact, the Indian Wind Turbine Manufacturers Association has unveiled a roadmap that could shape the next phase of Tamil Nadu's clean energy journey. The report pegs the state's wind potential at an impressive 95.1 gigawatts at a 150-meter hub height, while identifying a 7.4 gigawatt opportunity to repower aging wind farms with modern, more efficient turbines. It also highlights Tamil Nadu's formidable manufacturing ecosystem with 18.3 gigawatts of annual manufacturing capacity and over 1,000 crore rupees worth of wind turbine and component exports every year. But unlocking that potential, the report says, will require policy support from capex subsidies and transmission upgrades to incentives for repowering the development of manufacturing hubs around Ennore and the VOC port in Tuticorin. Now, the timing is significant too. Like I was mentioning, that roadmap comes just as neighboring Andhra Pradesh has reported a sharp jump in renewable energy capacity additions, underscoring the race among southern states to attract clean energy investments. So can Tamil Nadu retain its leadership in India's wind energy story? What reforms need to happen over the next 12 to 24 months? And as India works towards its ambitious 500 gigawatts non-fossil fuel target by 2030, what role can Tamil Nadu realistically play? Joining us now to discuss the report and the road ahead is Aditya Piyasi, CEO of the Indian Wind Turbine Manufacturers Association. Aditya, firstly, thanks so much for joining us in South Central today. This report that you've released has most of its recommendations, capex subsidies, repowering incentives and transmission upgrades, actually requiring government action. Which of these do you expect the Tamil Nadu government to implement over the next 12 months? And which of these are more longer-term goals?
I think I've been. I was in Chennai yesterday, and we see a lot of enthusiasm, especially after the new government has taken over regarding wind the leadership, Tamil Nadu taking the leadership position in wind once again. And when we talk about the next 12 months, I think the discussions sparred both from repowering to manufacturing base. I think we all know that Tamil Nadu has been a leader in wind. However, the less number of people know that it has one of the biggest manufacturing hubs, or rather the largest manufacturing hub for wind exports in India, to the tune of 10, and it exported around 10,000 crores worth of goods in the last fiscal year. Coming back to the question, in the next 12 months, I think there is a renewed push on repowering. The state has the largest repowering potential in the country. Almost 30% of the repowering potential is there. And the government is really looking forward to giving support on the development charges, the land issues that are there, resolving them out, and moreover, giving the green energy corridors for these sites which can be repowered. Of course, we know that these green energy corridors are an issue, not only over here, but in other states also. So I see some traction over there. And last but not the least, there is a push towards manufacturing of the equipment in the state. And the additional chief secretary also joined, industry also joined us yesterday. He mentioned that the government is looking forward to supporting industrial wind manufacturing hubs around the ports of Ennore and VOC, which can be a game changer for the export hub creation in India. Already, as I mentioned, 10,000 crores worth of exports are happening from the state. It's the biggest wind industrial hub. And with this initiative, I think we can scale much higher heights.
I just want to go over some of the data that we actually have with regard to the report itself, and this makes for rather interesting reading. And that is the fact that Tamil Nadu was actually, pegging its own wind potential at an impressive 95.1 gigawatts at a 150-meter hub height. For some of my viewers who may not be initiated, the hub height simply refers to the distance between the ground and the actual wind turbine itself. So if at all a 150-meter high wind turbine were to be installed, and a number of these, Tamil Nadu's potential for generation could be 95.1 gigawatts, which is a massive upscale with regard to what is being experienced in the state right now with regard to generation itself. And this even as the state has also, by way of a legacy plan, I can't call it a legacy plan, but certainly aspects wherein it is spoken a lot about repowering its old wind farms to the tune of 7.4 gigawatts in terms of an opportunity to actually go about using these aging wind farms to repower its wind network itself. But I have to ask you, Aditya, the timing of this report is rather interesting. In fact, it comes just as Andhra Pradesh has added 3.9 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity in FY26, a near fourfold jump in just 1 year. So is this roadmap partly Tamil Nadu's response to, let's say, intensifying competition from Andhra in the renewable energy investment space?
I must say that Andhra Pradesh is doing what is best for Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu is doing best in terms of what it is best for the state. Of course, there is a renewed, focus on wind, and the state bureaucracy as well as the leaders have given us good time, and they have sought support from the industry on how we can regain the leadership in wind. Uh, as far as deployment capacity is concerned, uh, it varies from year to year, and it's not just deployment capacity that matters. It's also the bigger game is in the manufacturing. And as I quoted the figures regarding how much of exports have happened in the last year, and the state boasts of more than 20 gigawatt of manufacturing potential capability that is there. So I think it would not be fair to compare in that manner, but I see a renewed focus that is there.
As I was mentioning, and your report also talks about this, Tamil Nadu has a wind potential of 95.1 gigawatts at a 150-meter hub height. But a large part of that actually remains untapped at this time and place. What are the three biggest bottlenecks today in the way of actually making that happen, Aditya?
So, for as far as the bottlenecks are concerned, for all renewable projects, one of the biggest bottlenecks is the land and ROW issues that are there. And land being a state subject, we are looking forward to the state to give support in this manner. There are already a lot of recommendations that have come out of the report, and we look forward to an engaged discussion with the government on how the district administration can play a positive role in easing this project execution, and that is there for the wind projects. Land and ROW are a key bottleneck. Second, transmission corridor availability is also an issue, and IWTMA has been supporting that wind projects, being technically more typical, need support on priority allocation of wind energy on connectivity. And already we have submitted our paper regarding this. If there is support on this, along with the planning for RE or wind parks that can, Tamil Nadu being a state with 95 gigawatt of wind potential, can easily develop those parks, in the class one, class two sites, or where the potential is high. So, and these parks can be developed can be led by OEMs who've been in the business for a long time. So before 2017, India was doing the same, and if that synergy can be renewed, I think there is a long way that we can go forward towards increasing the potential or harnessing the potential that is there in the state. These
Right.
are a couple of big bottlenecks that are there.
Right. Aditya, one of the standout recommendations in the report, and I was mentioning this not too long ago itself, is wind repowering. In fact, this is a conversation that even I've had with stakeholders, much like Mr. Ramesh Kamal as well in the recent past. And your report also talks about repowering around 7.4 gigawatts in terms of potential in Tamil Nadu and aging wind farms itself. Therefore reducing development charges from about 30 lakh rupees per megawatt to 5 lakh rupees per megawatt. Now, if these reforms are adopted, how much additional capacity could realistically come or get added by around 2030?
So if we are talking about exact figures, I think, first of all, we should look at the fact that the state has one of the highest repowering potential of 7.4 gigawatt. And out of that, by 2030, it is possible to capture or repower about 1.5 gigawatt of wind turbines. We can go even beyond that, but I think for the 2030 target, that kind of a figure is good. That is almost 20% of the potential of the state, and a lot of machines would be, almost 2,000 plus machines would be repowered, and that's not a small feat. Looking at the fragmented land ownership that we have, so I think 1.5 or 2 gigawatt kind of repowering would be good to have by 2030.
Well, definitely good to have, and definitely good to have in a state that has been a legacy player insofar as wind is concerned, but now really taking stock with regard to the future, what lies ahead, and also what can be done to really get on the fast lane insofar as wind energy generation is concerned. On that note, Aditya, Piyasi, thank you so much for joining us on South Central and breaking down some of these insights. Great chatting with you right here on the show.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine. Thanks.
And with that, it's a wrap on the Bulletin today. Thanks so much for watching. But South Central will be back same time, same place tomorrow with more news and updates from South India. For the moment, it's goodbye from us.